Well, everybody, welcome back to the channel and the official tour of our 2024 Noovo Lite camper van. So we are here at beautiful Whidbey Island. The cats are loving the ocean views and the smells, but it's time to actually show you what this beast is made of. Some of the mods we've done to it, we'll make sure we mention those, that way you know that doesn't come standard with one of these. But let's get inside and take a look, because I'm sure most of you have seen a ProMaster on the outside. This is the new 9-speed transmission. ProMaster has a lot more power, a lot more acceleration, so that's nice, but I'm sure you guys have seen that. And when it comes to the Ram ProMaster chassis, the new and upgraded 9-speed transmission, they also have the upgraded touchscreen, which is really nice, electronic, whole dashboard, speedometer, etc. So you have all those features, and you do have cruise control, of course, you know, all your separate AC controls, things like that. Has 360 surround camera, which is awesome. Also collision assist, so that's really nice. And you can get these vans also with adaptive cruise control now. Ours doesn't have that, but we have all the other features, which we are more than happy with. Don't really need adaptive cruise. It is nice though.
Well, welcome to our home, everybody. As you can see, the first thing you kind of notice as you open up the doors is the kitchen and our little outdoor table that we have as well, which is really nice when we're sitting outside with friends by a campfire or by the ocean, as we are right now. So I think the first thing you really notice in here are these beautiful Corian countertops that we have, and a little bit hidden, but we have an induction cooktop right here, just a one burner, followed by a nice deep sink that's over here next to me as well. So your sink also comes with a built-in nice cutting board here that comes right off, and this is real life, guys. Our sink is messy, we've got some stuff in there, but it's nice and deep.
So currently we have coffee from a coffee shop, Coffee Shack, right down the road, but we actually have a soda stream mounted right here. We love this thing, reduces our soda intake with harsh, bad ingredients. But we're actually gonna be moving this shortly because Brittany is going to be putting an order in for an espresso machine to go right here, and we'll move this guy in another spot, probably show you that in a future video. But this is not standard with your Noovo Lite.
But what is standard is your UV water filter that's over here right next to your sink, which is probably my favorite feature in this entire van. We never have to worry about using plastic. We can always fill up our water bottles. It's always right here. It's perfect. It's amazing. I think one of our favorite things also about the Noovo is the amount of storage in here. I mean, this is crazy when you get to opening these. These are loaded. We have them loaded. They're really not organized right now. It is what it is. This fits so much stuff. We have a 5-quart air fryer down here. We have blenders in here. We've got it all. You've also got this giant cabinet right under the sink, which also holds your trash bin, which is awesome because it's completely out of the way. And this trash bin is also included when you buy a Noovo van. And you guys probably thought we were done with storage, but I don't think we're ever done in here. We have this loaded as well. You have a huge upper cabinet here that dips down so that things won't fall out on you when you open them. So that's fantastic. We have this thing loaded with plates, cups, even food. We've really got to do some organizing. So you probably didn't think that there'd be a pull-out pantry in a Class B van, but Noovo did it. Ours is loaded so much I need to actually move stuff in here. There you go. Completely filled in here. There is so much you can fit in here, even bottles of wine. We don't have any of that, but it can fit in here if you need it. The fridge and freezer, it is a decent size. For 2 people, you can fit a good few days worth of food in here, but we do keep a separate fridge and freezer down underneath the bed to fully have everything that we want to take with us. And below the fridge, you have even more storage. There's 1, 2, 3 more drawers here that go all the way to the floor. Plus, you have easy access to your fuse box right here as well. So our bathroom in the Noovo is a full wet bath. We have a flushing Thetford cassette toilet that is a 5-gallon-ish cassette that you just pull out from the outside of the van. And you have a regular working shower in here with your on-demand hot water and a 40-gallon fresh water tank so you can take a nice hot shower. And inside the bathroom, you also have a 12-volt exhaust fan, which we do like to point out because sometimes you don't see those in the bathroom, which is crazy, but it is there. And so the door for the bathroom is cool because it's a retractable, self-cleaning door. So it just, boom, goes on back in. It's self-cleaning, and it just makes your life even easier living in the van. And this thing, by the way, is spring loaded. So if I let go of this, it's going to go flying. So make sure you're holding onto it as you retract it back. And welcome to the front dinette area. This is awesome. You can seat comfortably. I would say 1 adult right here or 2 kids. You can also swivel the front seats so you can have 3 adults around the dining table. And the cool part is everybody's going to have room for their plates because you have a nice swiveling table here that has different locking points. So as you can see, it keeps going. So all of the people with you enjoying dinner or whatever it might be are going to be nice and comfortable sitting around your dining table. Another really cool feature that you wouldn't automatically notice about this area is this actually completely comes down and folds out with the seat swiveled around to make a second bed area. Now, we wouldn't recommend probably anyone above 5'9" or 5'10" to be sleeping on this. It's more for a kid or a smaller adult, but it is an area to sleep an extra third person if you have someone with you on the road. So there's 2 extra cubbies of storage right underneath the dinette table. And on top of that, there's another area that's in the floor that you can pull that up, and you can fit about 3 good pairs of shoes in there, or whatever else you might want to put down there too. We also have awesome overhead storage up here, so we keep a lot of food items over here. But over here, we like to call it our electrical bay because we've got Starlink hooked up in there, our router, and lots of other goodies in there.
So most of you probably are loving what you're seeing, you know, the use of high quality materials like 7-layer marine plywood, you know, mold resistant, Corian countertops, all that good stuff. But you're probably asking, what are they using for electrical, heating, AC, that type of thing? So Noovo uses only top of the line components. They use Victron for all your electricals, and then for your heating and on-demand hot water, they use Rixon. So the Rixson system is pretty dang awesome, really efficient. It taps into your gas tank, and that is how it is fueled. So no propane at all in any of the Noovo vans. So the Noovo Lite is part of that group using the Rixson system. As far as the Rixson system goes, it can run off your gas tank, which is nice. It's very efficient. Doesn't even move the gauge when it comes to running it overnight. And you can also run it off electric, so it has a 1500 watt element. It's so you are at a campground, or for some reason you're low on gas, you can run that just strictly off electric, which is great. But like I said, pulls 1500 watts. So something that would be better at a campground or having hookups instead of just going off your batteries, because that is a pretty big draw. As for the electrical, like I said, they use Victron. Right here is the Serbo. This is kind of the brains of the operation. It's where you see everything. And in here you can see your fresh water, you can see obviously your battery percentage, you can see what's going out or coming in for power, and you have your AC loads, your PV charger, which is your solar, and then your DC system, all separated, so you can kind of narrow down and see, oh, I'm using this for DC power, I'm using this for AC power, I'm taking in this much solar. Really like the simplicity and the look of that. Also up here in the main electrical area, you'll see you have your awning controls. So this is a Carefree awning. We haven't had any problems with that. We aren't big fans of Carefree. They are not really carefree, but no issues in this. They do have the on-off power button right here, and then your retract and extend. So obviously just keep it in the off position when not using it. Like I said, no issues for us, but we do know that they are looking at other options like Girard or Thule. So we'll see what happens going forward on all the models. Right next to the Carefree power and retract and extend buttons is also the button to turn on the awning light, which is really nice and convenient. If you have the 12 volt tank heater on your Noovo, which everybody should from here on out, it is going to be standard. They will actually have another button right here, so you'll be able to turn that on if you need it. We are going to have that installed. We were just in Vegas. It was one of the items that they couldn't get to. We were short on time, but we will have that installed here shortly. Also, they have changed up a few things as far as decor and look. So now this is actually a black panel right here, and the roofing that you can see, I'll just mention that now too. You will possibly have the option to do the wooden roof like us, or the new white kind of I don't even know, vinyl-ish material that they're using now, which does look really good. We are happy we have the wooden one though, because it does give it a little bit more flavor, I guess you could say. So here in first person point of view, looking out the beautiful Arctic Tern windows, you will see here you have two buttons. These are just different light buttons. So one is for the roof lights, which is this one right here. It shuts off all the roof lights above me. And then this light right here is for the light right above your kitchen area. And don't mind the mess on the counter now. We had to move that from the front seat when we swiveled it around. But I did want to show you, we added this aftermarket. This is a magnetic knife bar. Looks great right there. We've been throwing it in all of our vans. And then we did add this nice paper towel holder, and we're using these new Viva paper towels, which are van life approved because they stick to each other so they don't flap around and you get like a mile long thing of paper towels. And you probably have noticed in the background, we have a bunch of stuff right there on the bed. We have to move that to the front to show you the bed because we got a bunch of projects going on and we're organizing. But yeah, that's real van life for you. As I was mentioning with the electricals, they use Victron components. They use a Victron 3000 watt inverter, which is awesome. You can run everything all at once. And they use Victron for all the other components too, including the solar charge controller. So it's a really efficient system. They have 400 watts of solar on the roof of panels. So that can actually passively run the 12 volt Dinette RTX 2000 air conditioner, which is nice if you're in full sun. But then standard is 660 amp hours of batteries. They use Lithionics batteries, and you can actually do an optional upgrade to get two of those batteries, totaling 1320 amp hours. For us, the 660 has been great. We spent all summer, 5 months essentially in New Mexico, 3 of those months with the Noovo Lite, and power's never an issue, even in extreme sun, unless we were parked for going on like 3 or 4 days. Then we'd have to either drive or try to move into shade, but then you're not taking in solar, or obviously go to a shore power hookup or a campground to get us charged up. But that is talking 3 days of running AC, so that's pretty impressive. So right above me is a Max Air Deluxe fan, so you can do exhausting out or taking air in. You know, simple, everybody knows these. Don't know if you guys can hear that through the mic. Now we have cool air blowing in because we have set this to the in mode, so we can just not have to worry about propping the windows open and pushing air in whenever we need it. And as far as putting the table down, it's really simple. You just lift it up, there's a rail, clip it on that rail. And I did promise to show some people in the comments this setup, but we actually don't have our other cushions, and right now we have stuff under the table, so I don't want to mess with it. But if I am laying here, essentially I can, if I reclined the front seat, it's kind of a lounger for me, so it really is that like 5'9" is maximum height. Probably want to be more like 5'5" to 5'8" to fit comfortably here, but it is sit nice and flush, and I would recommend obviously throwing down a pad or a comforter underneath and sleeping on top of that on the bed when it's made, just to make it really comfortable. And one thing we did add was this 3M adhesive rail for a curtain, and we like to use that way we can leave the front side windows, driver and passenger windows, uncovered, because we do have ceramic tint on all our windows up here. Leave those uncovered so the cats can have a nice view outside, and we can just pull these back, have privacy, because little Bjorn man likes to pull down window covers and look out the window starting at about 4:35 a.m. and that is quite annoying if you're trying to sleep in. So we had to come up with a solution, and curtains it is. And for anything we mentioned throughout the video that we added, they are all items from Amazon for the most part. So we do have a link down in the description to our Amazon store that you can go to, find all these items, and also support the channel, because we get a little bit of a kickback from Amazon for sharing these items with everybody. As far as the windows on the Noovo Lite, they are using Arctic Tern windows. They have changed them a little bit to a different model than the ones we have in here, but they virtually look the same. They're just using a more tinted model now, so you got a little bit more privacy. But these include built-in window blackout shades that actually have a Reflectix backing, so these are very, very good at resisting heat, and your screens. And these are the European awning style windows, so they bump out. You can have them open in a light rain, still get the breeze, listen to the rain. Really nice that they're using these. And as far as electrical throughout, meaning plugins, you have your standard 110 plugs, you have one in the kitchen galley area, you have one underneath the dining table, as well as USB plugins, and then in the bedroom area you also have some along the wall there, and they are definitely looking for feedback, so we've given them the feedback to add a second set on the other side of the bed. That way you have one on the upper, closer to the front side of the bed, which is where they are now currently, and then also at the back. So we'll see if they can get those added. That way everybody, you have his and hers, you know, style plugins.
You even have more storage next to the bathroom here. So what's great about this one is you open this up, it's actually a hanging storage closet. So ours is packed, it's ridiculous looking, but we do have a bunch of hangers in here. And there's another one also right beneath it. That is where they put the extra cushions that goes with your extra dinette bed in the front. But ours is, of course, loaded with winter jackets and the things we need in the Pacific Northwest. But just another example of how much storage is in this van. It's insane.
So, right behind Brittany, next to the fridge and the bathroom and the storage, is our bed. We are not going to remove everything off it because we have so much, but that is an RV queen size, so that is 75 inches across, or long in this case, since you sleep east to west, and it is 60 inches wide. So same width as a standard queen, just 5 inches shorter. So 6'3" or shorter can sleep here. Probably more like 6'1", because you do want a couple inches of space to move your feet. But let's go around the back so we can show you the bed a little bit better, show you the air conditioner and the storage, things like that. So before we open these rear doors and show you the bed and whatnot, I wanted to mention the Rover gear. So this is Rover Vans. They are based out of the Chicago area. If you watch our channel, you know we went up there, had these items installed. But you can actually now, on the 3D van builder on Noovo's website, put these, add them into your car, see them in the 3D builder. You know, it'll add up the price, you know, for the optional upgrades. But we definitely recommend on any of the Noovo vans to get these items. The exterior storage box to me is essential. Store your shore power cord, your fresh water hose, your gray tank, stinky slinky in there, and then some tools like I do. And plus, as you can see above on the rack, you have a Molly panel, and we actually have our inflatable paddleboard mounted on there and locked so nobody can steal it. And then coming over here to the driver's side, you'll see we have a ladder and tire carrier combo. And because these don't have a spare tire down below, we highly recommend getting this, as well as upgrading to all-terrain tires. The team at Noovo will install BF Goodrich KO2s on for you, but we did aftermarket, we did the Falcon Wild Peaks, just because we really prefer these over any of the other all-terrain tires. But on that note, let's get inside, take a look, show you some more of this bed. So here on the inside of the rear doors, you'll actually see that we have Vandermoon panels installed, and the team at Noovo is actually going to be offering these as an upgrade, I believe, but they may make them standard. You never know with those guys. They're always trying to put out the best vans on the market, but Rover Vans also provides these. So if they do not provide these via Noovo's website, you can contact the team over there and they can get you these. These make a huge difference for storage, so we highly recommend them. Moving underneath the bed, you'll see that we have a pull-out tray. This is the whole length of the bed, or well, width, so 60 inches. This is a little bit shorter than that, obviously, because it's a framing and whatnot, but we think this is also an essential upgrade, especially if you're like us and you're looking to have a 12-volt fridge freezer. It's easy because we can pull this out, access the fridge freezer, since we have a rather large one. And you can see we just have a ton of items under here, so it's definitely, to us, an essential upgrade. So as you can see, it is a mess, but you have your rear bug screens, which forgot to mention, you also have those on the side door, the sliding door. They are from Bugwall, that's who they use. So pretty good quality bug screens. And then just a beautiful bedroom. I mean, you have 4 overhead storage cabinets, so we each have 2. The ones at the foot of the bed are larger slightly than the ones above your head, which is nice so you don't bump your head. But even if you do, you have the rounded edges, the European style, so no worries there. And as you can see, Bjorn loves the bed. Muna, unfortunately, has a hard time getting up, so we have to help her. But it is just the little heads up a little higher than probably what you're used to, but they do have a step up front to help you get in. And they do include all your window coverings for every window, rear windows, side windows, everything for the ones that don't have the built-in Arctic turn screens and shades. And I'm going to show you just a little bit on the outside real quick before we close out this video. We did, like I said, upgrade to the Falcon Wild Peak tires, and we actually upgraded the wheels, the rims, to Black Rhino Yellowstones. I really like the look of those, but that is something we did ourselves aftermarket. And then on the front, we have some ditch lights from Noovo site that we've added. Really like these. And then I actually do have a light bar that will be going here. As you can see, I have my wiring pre-installed. I just did that recently. And then we'll have a light bar right here on the front. But that's obviously upgrades aftermarket. And I know we'll get a lot of questions, but the Ram ProMaster 3500 is front wheel drive, and that is the only chassis as of right now that Noovo builds on. We have found it to be a workhorse, very efficient and very reliable. We owned one previous, as many of you may know if you follow our channel, and we put on over 70,000 miles in just a few short years, and the thing, no issues whatsoever. And now with the upgraded 9-speed transmission, this thing is so much more beastly, to just put it plainly. Gets up hills, you can actually accelerate going up hills. It's very nice. But of course, it is front wheel drive, and I knew that's something somebody would ask. But as far as snow, ice, going up elevations, if you have good all-terrain tires, this thing will not get stuck unless you really are beating it or purposely trying to get it stuck. So closing out this video, we want to just tell you a few things that isn't included, isn't a game breaker, you know, a game changer, etc., however you want to word it, but are things that we think are essential, and I know a few of them Noovo is working on.
So the first thing that Noovo does not include in their vans that I at least find essential being in here all the time is a mirror. So we did add one onto our pantry door. That's all I needed, was a simple small mirror, but it is something that they might be changing going forward in their vans.
Another thing that Noovo is working on is the Dinette RTX 2000 AC is amazing. We absolutely love it. We keep it in eco mode all the time. It only pulls 19 amps. So off our battery system, theoretically, we could get, depending on ambient temperatures outside and whatnot, around 30 hours of use. You know, more probably like 27 or 28, but 30 hours theoretically. The issue with that is they place it above the bed. So being above the bed, it is kind of in a little cubby. The cold air doesn't get to the front as well. So our solution for that are these guys right here. We have portable fans. We clip one up in the back. We have the one here on the table. We kind of circulate the air. But it will be warmer up here in the front just because of that. But another solution we have is we added ceramic tint to the front windows, and that helped reduce the temperature in here, just ambient without the AC on, about 10 degrees compared to before having the ceramic tint on. So we think that is definitely a must upgrade for you all, for any van, doesn't matter what it is. And we know that that's a common problem in a lot of vans, is the front does get warmer just because of the placement of the AC in a lot. Doesn't matter if it's a 110, you know, your standard 110 volt or a 12 volt. It just is what it is, because generally it's a little cubby in the back where your bed is. That is something though that Noovo is working on. They may move the AC a little more forward to help with that, or they may include some fans in the future, or maybe even attempt to switch ACs, but I personally am going to stick with the Dinette or a similar 12 volt that has a low power draw, because to me that is phenomenal in the summer. Another thing we already mentioned that we added was the paper towel holder. That right there, quick, easy, 2 minutes, 1 minute to install, cheap. But that's definitely something to be aware of, that you will have to do that. And then we do like our magnet knife holder. It gets your knives out of the drawer, kind of clears up space for other items, and we like the look of it and the convenience.
I would also say that another thing I know we're going to get comments about is if this van includes a television. The Noovo Lite does not include a television, but I can tell you that Neil put ours up in the back area in what, maybe 10 minutes?
Yep.
So it's an easy mod to do yourself after you buy your van.
And if you're like us and you have pets and you want them to be able to look out the window, of course you can install the curtains too. I don't think that's essential, but we do like it, obviously, for the cats and for when we're pulling into rest areas, we can just close these if it's been a long day and it's like 9:30, 10:30, 11:30 at night. Just close these, no worries, don't have to worry about putting the window coverings in. And it also makes it a little bit more discreet too, which I don't really think is a thing in van life. You know, people try to talk about being stealth. Don't really think it is a thing, to be honest. Everybody knows you got AC, you got a roof rack, you got solar panels, whatever on the roof. They kind of know, but having these closed, it does kind of make the front just seem and look like a regular van. So there is that too for somebody that is looking for a little more stealth. And we know that this isn't the most in-depth video, but our plan for that is drop some comments down below, ask your questions, and then we'll kind of compile those questions together and we will make a video. It'll probably be titled Answering Your Questions about the Noovo Lite, something like that. And we'll get to all those questions in a video showing you what you're asking, because I know some people might want to see the actual electrical compartment or the water compartment, things like that. It is a thing of beauty, to be honest, the electrical compartment.
It really is.
It's amazing how they do it. They actually put the panels together separately from the van and then it goes in the van. So it's so organized, nice and neat. You probably actually have seen it if you watch our channel in our Noovo factory tour video. I'll have that somewhere here on the screen. That shows exactly how they do it. It is a thing of beauty. But, you know, things like that. You have any questions that we didn't get to? We tried to think of the most basic stuff that we've been asked and try to cover those, but there's so much. So we'll make sure we compile those questions and put together a video.
So we hope you guys have enjoyed coming along on our personal Noovo Lite tour. This is real life. We live in a van. And if you have enjoyed this, we hope that you will give this video a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, we hope you'll consider subscribing to our channel and coming along on all of our Noovo Lite adventures. We'll see you guys in the next video.
See you all next time.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see